Good morning. We're going to start with a beginner's yoga flow. It's mostly hatha style. So come into a comfortable seated position. If you're sitting for a longer period of time, ideally your knees should be below the level of your hips. So if you've got a block or a thick textbook or a cushion or a blanket, you can place this under your bottom so that you can sit with a nice, straight, tall spine. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Relax your hands on your knees or your palms together at your heart center. And gently close your eyes. And just be present in this moment. Just notice how your body is feeling today. Notice your breath, your inhales and your exhales. And see if you can slow down your breath. Inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your nose. At this point, you can set an intention for your day, or you can give yourself some words of affirmation. Gently open your eyes and bring your legs straight out in front of you. Try and keep your thigh muscles, your quadriceps active, so you're pushing your legs down into the ground, you're pushing your knees down into the ground. You're sitting with a nice, tall, straight spine with your hands at the sides of your hips. Look straight ahead and just curl your toes and straighten them. Curl your toes and straighten them. And as you curl your toes, you're exhaling. As you're straightening them, you're inhaling. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Flex and extend. And flex and extend. And keep doing this and make sure at the same time that you're sitting nice and tall. You've got space between your shoulders and your ears. And you're engaging your quadriceps. Now we're going to flex the ankle and extend. Same with the exhale. Inhaling. Exhaling through your nose. Inhaling through your nose. And keep going. Inhale, extend. And now we're just going to do some circles in one direction. Sitting nice and tall. And switch sides. If you're finding it difficult at this stage to sit with a nice tall spine, again, you can place a blanket, a rolled towel, a block under your hips and relax. We're going to wake up the knees. So take your right leg, interlock your fingers behind your right thigh. Bring your knee close to your chest. And we're going to inhale, extend, exhale, release. Inhale, extend, exhale, release. Inhale, extend, exhale, release. Try and keep your thigh nice and close to your chest and try and sit nice and tall. Keep going, inhaling and exhaling. And in this position, you can hold your leg as straight as you can get it. Try and walk your hands towards your foot if you can. If you can reach, you can grab your big toe. You can grab the outer borders of your foot. Try and sit nice and tall with a straight leg, straight spine, keeping your left leg on the ground. Gently bend your knee and release the foot back down. Time for the left side. So interlace your fingers again. This time switch the cross of your fingers so you've got the opposite side of the little finger free. Bring your left thigh close to your chest. Sit nice and tall. Inhaling, extend, exhale, flex. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. And keep going. Check in and make sure that your spine is nice and straight. Inhale, extend, and again, try and walk your hands up to wherever you can reach. If you can keep your leg nice and straight, you can grab your foot, you can grab your big toe. Try and bring your leg closer towards you with a straight spine. Inhale, bend your knee and release. From here, sit with your legs slightly wider apart, so mat distance apart. Sit with a nice tall spine, and now try and reach your left big toe and your right big toe with your opposite hand and just twist. And you can go a bit faster. And if that's easy for you, then you can reach for the outside of the foot. Just warming up the spine. Okay, and relax. Bend your knees. Bring the soles of your feet together to touch. And try and draw your heels in towards your groin and towards your buttocks. Sit nice and tall. And flap your legs like a butterfly. Try and bring your knees down towards the ground. Sit nice and straight. We're opening up the hips and the adductor muscles. And from here, if you're holding onto your feet, you can give yourself a little foot massage. So just press your thumbs into the arches of your feet. Grab onto your feet and use your elbows to try and push your knees slightly closer to the ground, but don't force them down. If this is accessible to you, you can try and lengthen your spine and bend forward to bring either your forehead towards your mat or your forehead towards your toes. You may not be warm enough for that yet, which is fine. Keep inhaling and exhaling. This is butterfly pose or Baddha Konasana. Okay, from here, cross your legs. So bring your right leg under your left or the other way around. And again, sit nice and tall. This is Sukhasana, cross-legged or easy pose. And we're just going to do some warm-up for the neck and for the spine. You can keep facing the front of your mat. So from here, just chin down to your chest. Of course, if you have any neck problems, you might want to adapt this. You can come back to a neutral position, or if it's easy and pain-free for you, you can look up to the ceiling. Looking down and looking up. Exhale down, inhale up. Exhale down, inhale up. Exhale down and back to neutral. Now look over your right shoulder and your left shoulder. Right and left. Right shoulder, left shoulder. And keep going. Come back to neutral and bring your right ear to your right shoulder and half neck roll. So bring your chin to your chest and bring the left ear to the left shoulder and swing back the other way. Feel a nice stretch in the back of your neck. Again, you might want to avoid this if you've got any issues with your neck, or just take it gently and come back to neutral. From here, inhale, reach your arms up over your head, keep space between your shoulders and your ears, and now release your right hand to the ground. You can bend your elbow here, keep your left arm nice and straight over your left ear, and just reach with your left arm. Feel the stretch along the left side of the body. Make sure you're keeping both hips on the ground. Inhale, come back up to center, look up, palms together. Exhale, other side, so bring your left hand flat to the ground. Bend your left elbow, keep your right arm nice and straight over your right ear, and reach and feel the stretch along the right side of your body. Inhale back to center, and one more time either side. Inhale back to center, and exhale to the left. Inhale back to center. This time bring your left hand to your right knee, reach your right arm up, twist, look behind you, place your right arm and your right hand down towards the ground. Inhale, lengthen your spine where it is. Exhale, try and twist even deeper towards the right, looking behind your right shoulder. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, other side. So bring the right hand to the left knee. Inhale, reach up. Reach the left hand behind you. Look over your left shoulder, keeping a nice straight spine. Inhale. Exhale, twist a little deeper if you can. Looking over your left shoulder. Inhale. Reach your hands back up and release. So we're going to come into what we call a tabletop position. So bring your wrists underneath your elbows, underneath your shoulders, shoulder distance apart. Make sure your hands are flat and all your fingers are touching the ground, nicely spread out. Bring your knees underneath your hips. Make sure you've got a nice straight spine and you're not tensing any part of your body. Try and bring your ankles flat to the ground, the tops of your ankles. And in this position, we're going to do some cat and cow moves. So we're going to inhale, make a curve in our spine, look up, that's cow. Exhale, round your spine, round your back. Look down, try and bring your chin to your chest for a cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Warming up the vertebra, warming up the spine here. Just make every movement nice, slow and mindful so that you can feel the effect it's having on your body. And come back to neutral. We're going to take a spinal balance. So bring your right leg back behind you, straight and off the ground in the air. Point your right toes down towards the ground. In this position, make sure that you've got your weight evenly distributed. You're going to bring your left arm out in front of you, alongside your left ear, and just look forward. Don't strain your neck. Try and keep in one line. Hold this position, and if you can, going to bend our right knee, bend the left elbow, curl in and bring them to touch. Inhale, straighten again. Exhale, bring your left elbow to your right knee. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, left elbow to right knee. Extend one more time, hold this extended position, and then gently bring your left hand back to the ground and your right knee back to the ground. We're going to do the same on the other side. So left leg goes out behind us, nice and straight, toes point towards the ground, right arm out in front of us, and hold this position. Try and keep your hips level so you're not bringing one hip up or down. Both should be parallel to the floor. Right arm alongside your right ear. As you exhale, bring your right elbow to your left knee. Inhale to extend. Exhale to curl. Inhale to extend. Exhale to curl. Inhale, extend, and release your hand and your knee back to the ground. From this position, just take your right leg back towards the back of the mat. We're just going to stretch the calf muscles, the Achilles tendon. So curl your toes under, just rock backwards and forwards on your wrists and stretch the back of your right leg. And from here, we can also bring the right foot towards the left side of the mat. So we're crossing over and looking a bit back towards the right foot and feeling a stretch along the right side of the body. Release, come back to tabletop position and change sides. So bring the left toes and the left leg straight back behind you. Rock backwards and forwards, warming up the left calf. And again, if you want, you can bring the left foot, cross it behind the right side, look back towards the left foot. So you're feeling that stretch on the left side of your body. And back to neutral position. From here, we're going to do a child's pose. So bring the knees mat distance apart, keep your feet together, flat on the floor, and sit back onto your heels. The important thing in this posture is to keep your bottom on your heels and just reach your arms forward and feel the stretch on the sides of your body. And if it's comfortable for you, you can just release your forehead to the mat while keeping your fingers active. So it's an active, restorative or relaxation pose. Keep pressing your hips back towards your heels. Inhaling and feeling your belly expand in between your legs, and exhaling as it contracts. And rest for 5 breaths here. You gently come up from your child's pose, and we're going to do a thread the needle. So it's a shoulder stretch. So you can bring your hips up off your heels. You can bring your knees back to sort of a parallel position and reach your right arm forward. Bring your left hand up. Look up at your left hand and your left fingers and thread the left hand underneath the right shoulder. Place the back of your left shoulder on the ground, your left ear on the ground, and look towards the right side. Feel the stretch in the back of your left shoulder. Keep remembering to breathe. Inhaling and exhaling. Next inhale, unthread the needle, so bring your left hand back up and switch sides. So we're going to bring our right arm up, look at your right hand, and thread your right hand underneath your left arm. Place the back of your right shoulder on the mat, your right ear on the mat, and you can stretch the left arm out in front of you and feel the stretch in the back of the right shoulder. And breathe here. And your next inhale, bring the right arm out, look up, and rest it back down. You can shuffle your legs backwards, come to lie flat onto your belly. Bring your hands so that either side of your face. Make sure that your shoulders, your elbows are all parallel. So your elbows are underneath your shoulders. Your wrists and your elbows and your shoulders are all in one line. And lift your chest into Sphinx pose. This is a stretch and a strengthener for the back. Keep your neck nice and neutral. Whilst pushing through your hands, make sure all your fingers are engaged. So we've got our pelvis on the floor. We've got the lower belly on the floor. And we're just engaging and stretching the upper back and the mid back and lower back. And breathe here. Exhale, release back down. Bring your hands so they're underneath your shoulders, so this time either side of your rib cage. And we're going to push up, but not using so much the force in our hands, but more the strength in our upper back. And this is Cobra pose or Bhujangasana, low Cobra. And exhale, release. From here, push back to a tabletop position. Curl your toes or tuck your toes under. Lift your knees off the mat so they're just hovering. Try and push your bottom back towards your heels so your torso is pushing back towards your thighs. And slowly from here, try and straighten your legs as straight as they can get, and it's okay if they don't go fully straight. You can pedal your feet. And this is a downward facing dog, or Adho Mukha Svanasana. Look back towards your feet. Try and engage all your fingers. Keep them nicely spread apart. The palms of your hands pushing down into the ground. Nice straight elbows, shoulders, no tension in your neck. Pushing your hips higher. Trying to push your heels down towards the ground. And it's okay if they're not. Feel the stretch in the hamstrings, in the backside of the legs, in the shoulders, in the ankles. From here, bend your knees and slowly walk your feet towards your hands. And it's okay if you can't reach the floor, if your hands are on your thighs at this point, on your calves. Just keep your knees nice and soft, your back nice and loose. We can take a ragdoll, so you can take your opposite hand to your opposite elbow and gently hang. You might feel decompression in your spine. You can swing by bending one leg, another leg. Avoid this pose if you've got problems with your back, if you've got high blood pressure or glaucoma. Find stillness. Release your hands. With soft bent knees, gently roll up from your lower back, vertebra by vertebra, mid back, upper back, and roll your shoulders. You can keep your feet hip distance apart or stand with your big toes touching and a small space between your heels. Tuck your pelvis under, roll your shoulders back. Squeeze your bottom, squeeze your thighs together so you're maintaining an active position, and keep your hands either side of your hips and activate your fingers so that they're reaching down to the floor. This is Samasthiti position. Going to inhale, reach your hands up, look up, palms together. Exhale, forward fold. So come down. Try and keep your spine straight and hinge from your hips. You can have your knees bent. You don't need to touch the floor. You can have your hands touching your thighs or your calves as far down as you can get. If you can touch the floor, you can touch with your fingertips. You can touch with your palms. You can try and bring your head towards your knees. Exhale, step back into a plank position. Make sure you've got your body parallel to the ground. Now just hold here for 5 breaths. Building core strength here. I'm going to exhale back to downward facing dog. So lift your hips up. Stretch your shoulders, adjust your feet. Keep your feet hip distance apart. Keep pressing through all your fingers, your palms, looking back towards your feet. Again, this time we're going to walk our feet towards our hands, but we're going to walk them to the outside of our hands. So you're in a wider position, wide leg position. And from here, see if you can bend your knees and lower yourself down into a squatting position, trying to keep your heels pressed down onto the ground. Try and keep a straight spine, roll your shoulders back, bring your palms together at your heart center. Use your elbows to push your knees further apart and make sure you're not rolling in to the inside of your foot. So keeping the weight distributed on the outside, the outer border of your foot. Look forward. This is Malasana. It's a good stretch for your hips and your lower back. And again, it's okay if you're here, if you can't get all the way down. Okay, slowly bring your hands to the floor. You can place your hands behind you. Sit your bottom down. With your feet flat on the ground and your knees bent, slowly lower yourself to the ground. You can hug your knees into your chest. Try and keep your whole spine on the ground from your neck to your lower back. So actively working the lower part of the spine onto the floor with your knees bent into your chest. Extend your arms either side so you're in a T position, and bring your right knees to the right side, keeping your left shoulder down, looking towards the left for a spinal twist. It's okay if your knees don't touch the ground, just try and keep your shoulders flat on the ground. Next inhale, bring your knees back up to center and switch sides. So release your knees towards the left, keep your right shoulder down, flat on the ground, and turn your head to look towards the right. Inhale back to center. The final pose before Shavasana. You're going to take a happy baby. So take your feet in your hands. You can take the outer borders of your feet. You can take your big toes. Whatever's accessible, you can take the inner borders. And you're going to try and keep your spine as much as you can flat on the ground, whilst drawing your knees closer to the ground and feeling the stretch on the lower back and the inner part of the thighs. Also try and get your shoulders down to the ground. You can take movement in this position, so you can rock side to side and feel a massage in your spine. This happy baby. And when you're ready, come back to center. Bring your feet to touch, your knees to touch. Squeeze your knees, lift your head. Try and touch your knees to your nose. Squeeze nice and tight. And now we release into Shavasana. This is corpse pose. So spread your legs further than hip distance apart, and your arms, again, at least 8 inches from the sides of your body. Relax every part of your body. So check in with yourself. Make sure you're not holding any tension. Relax your ankles, your jaw, your forehead, your neck. Try and find a position that you can hold stillness. Release any control of your breath and breathe normally. And rest here. Make sure you don't skip this part of the practice. It's the most important pose of the practice. Gently start to wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, move your ankles up and down, bend your elbows, reach your arms up above your head. Take any movement you like and then roll onto one side. And just lie on the side for a few moments and take support from your hand to push you with your eyes closed to a seated position. Again, a comfortable seated position. It doesn't need to be cross-legged, but try and keep your spine nice and straight. With your eyes closed, bring your hands, palms together to your heart center. Notice how you might be feeling. Maybe this was your first yoga class. Remember the words you said to yourself at the beginning of the practice and repeat them to yourself again. I hope you enjoyed the class. Gently open your eyes. Namaste.